Thanks for visiting. I'd like to talk a little about flow breathing, something I call flow breathing, which is basically an awareness of the turns in the breath. I don't claim to have invented a new way to breathe or to have invented good breathing. I mean, flow breathing is just a tool to help you notice your breath in a very subtle way, and then you can develop on that and begin to control it in a more useful way, such as playing a wind instrument. So I recommend doing this lying down at first and using an Alexander technique called constructive rest, which I describe on my blog. Just go under the category flow breathing and you'll find it there. But I'd like to just talk about what the actual flow breath is, even though I'm not lying down. The point is to begin to notice the end of an exhale, a very soft kind of extension of that exhale, with no effort except that you don't inhale right away. You just let it deflate a little beyond where your normal breath cycle would be, and noticing this extension. Your body actually will continue to exhale very slowly for quite a while after you think you've reached the end of the breath. This isn't a passive state, and it really is like a balloon just collapsing on its own. So that's the first place to begin noticing as you lie in constructive rest, which is on your back with your arms out to the side. So it's a very comfortable position to breathe in. The second part of flow breathing is to notice the curve or the change of direction at the top of the breath. This is already more advanced. So at first, just focus on the end of the exhale, and the next step would be to notice what happens right before an inhale. There's a pleasant open feeling in the sinuses, in the nasal passages. In fact, the turnaround from the exhale, turning back into the inhale, is felt in the nose first. The air changes directions there first. Another aspect of it, of this technique, is the top-down all-at-once inhale. This is not a new concept. It's just the way we want to look at this cycle of breathing. So the exhale is a more passive letting go of the air, and the inhale, when we become attuned to it happening naturally, will be felt as a top-down all-at-once motion, meaning from the top of your sinuses to the bottom of your lungs. So your diaphragm and your rib cage and all the breathing muscles work in a fluid, very coordinated fashion, which is almost impossible to simply isolate. It's best to just learn to identify it in a natural state and then develop it from there. So, when the exhale has been extended and you are able to let the top down all at once inhale happen, and not attempting to stay at the top. Once you can do that, it just feels like you're going over the top of a roller coaster. You don't really hang up there very long. If you're able to do that comfortably, then you can begin to extend the upper part of the inhale, the turn back to the exhale. So it still has a very natural rhythm, and it's a natural motion, but I'm simply pretending now that the top curve of the roller coaster or of the breath wave is much longer. So you feel the upward part of that curve a lot longer before you begin to exhale completely. So there may be a point at which the air feels almost as if it's just suspended. Just like an object might be thrown up into the air and then stop for a moment before it turns back down. There's a second of suspension. That's also an important part of flow breathing, but it's becoming more advanced already. So that in a nutshell is flow breathing. I'll try to be more clear in my articles. I was doing a little stream of consciousness here, but hopefully you get the gist. Thanks for listening. Bye-bye.